Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a weekend edition of the program. How you doing, Heidi?
Super. How are you?
Fabulous. Got a fun guest coming up later in the program, Andrew Feldman. He is with FreshPatch. Now, FreshPatch is kind of a cool idea. It's a little patch of grass that you train your pets to use in the house. And this time of year, as things get, not so great outside, it's kind of a cool idea. So I thought, let's chat with that guy. And we even have a little promo code set up. So if you do decide that, hey, I think I want to check this out, freshpatch.com is their website. And the promo code is radio. And there's a savings. I don't remember what it is. Something. I got a couple quotes for today, Heidi.
Okay.
Irma Bombeck said, "When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything He gave me." I like that. And then the Sunday quote is from William Arthur Ward. "When we seek to discover the best in others, we somehow bring out the best in ourselves." I agree. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, October the 13th is I Love Yarn Day. It's National Train Your Brain Day. National Yorkshire Pudding Day. It's also Navy's birthday. Happy birthday, Navy.
Oh, cool.
National No Brazier Day.
Ah, I like that day.
I celebrate that one every day. National No Chess Day. Not no chest, because then you wouldn't need
It really probably should be if it's no Brazier Day, because otherwise it's just dangerous.
National No Costume Swap. I'm sorry. National Costume Swap Day. I don't know why I put a no in there. National Motorcycle Ride Day. Then Sunday, the 14th, National Dessert Day. National Be Bald and Be Free Day. Clergy Appreciation Day. And Pastor Appreciation Day. And Ministry Appreciation Day. It's a busy weekend. All of that happening this weekend. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Coming up, we got your brain on drugs, but first, Dunkin' Donuts is partnering with Harp Brewery to make their very own Dunkin' Donuts beer. What do you think of that? You think that's a good idea?
I think that's a horrible idea.
I don't know if it's a good idea.
Donuts and beer do not exactly pair well together.
I don't know. I'm trying to wonder. I'm just thinking now, would that be good? I'll have to try it. I'm going to take the rest of the day off to go and work on this. I think it probably would be good. I like donuts, I like
donuts.
I like a beer here and there, I think those things would be good together. I don't know. Maybe.
I still like beer. I
Coming
liked
up,
beer in college.
We got your brain
Still
on.
like it.
Yes, you do. Oh, boy. We've got your brain on drugs coming right up. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Every day at this time, we talk about people who do things that are maybe not so great under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or somebody you know needs help, you can learn more at TimeForRehab.com. After drunkenly trying to reenact a scene from the movie Dirty Dancing, I'll bet I know which scene, probably the lift scene.
I saw this.
They were trying to do this inside a liquor store. 24-year-old woman was arrested on a public intox charge.
I saw this. I shared it on my Facebook page, and I said, before any of you ask, I was nowhere near Florida.
Yeah. Total Wine and More.
That is hilarious.
Jensen Beach. They got a 911 call. A couple of women causing a little ruckus. The
I
manager
know,
said,
the funniest thing is it was a woman who was going to try and lift her friend. That would have been disastrous.
well, it depends on how big the first woman is that's going to lift the little woman. You know, if it's a big and little, and 25-year-old and 24-year-old, by the way. Anyway, they got in a little bit of trouble. They were drunk as skunks, and they get to go to court soon. Or maybe they just, actually, it looks
hilarious.
like they just went to court earlier this week. So I don't know how it went, but this story is from before they went. But that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. The CW has unveiled the first image of the new lesbian Batwoman that they're going to have on their...
Gosh.
I don't understand what the plan is there. Speaking of superheroes, Ben Affleck, wasn't he a superhero? Was he Superman or was he Batman? He was Batman.
He was Batman.
Okay. Ben Affleck and his Playboy model girlfriend, Shauna Sexton, broke up after just 2 months of dating. That's sad. And then here's a weird
I've heard
story.
he's got really bad breath. That's probably why.
Could be. I don't know.
think he suffers from halitosis.
I've heard that as well. I believe I heard that from you. Every time we mention him, you bring that up.
Well,
So-
because that's all I remember about him now.
Do you know anything about Dolph Lundgren?
No.
Okay, buckle up and get ready to remember something about him. Rocky IV, he was in that. And he just recently said when he was filming that movie, his girlfriend Grace Jones would make him stay up late the night before quite often with him and 5 women. I don't know if she was one of the 5, but, you know, having a little interesting nighttime.
Probably why he lost the fight.
And it was in the script. But parsing hairs here. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Time now for your scoop of the day, brought to you by freshpatch.com, promo code radio.
Before we get started,
Yeah, what are you
as we were doing
over
the
there?
show today, since it's the weekend, I was going through my coupon book.
I see you doing that over there.
I just
Coupon.
have a little bit of a rant.
What is your rant?
There's a coupon in here for
A coupon.
single-size candy bars, which are full-size candy bars.
Yeah.
10 for $5.
Is that $2 a piece?
That's a no.
Oh, that's 50 cents a piece.
I'm glad you don't do the grocery shopping.
I was thinking 5 candy bars for $10. You flashed that coupon at me quick.
Yeah.
50 cents a piece.
That's insane.
Is that good? Is that a good deal?
No, remember when we used to be able to
Okay.
get 4 for $1?
Oh, yeah. But Heidi,
And then
we're
they throw this in here like it's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
It's less than half of what we used to be able to get things
Can
for.
I have that coupon when you're done with it?
It's horrible.
Okay, let's move on. Study by the Census Bureau found that Americans pay more money for the birth of illegal immigrant children than they would if they built a border
saw
wall.
that.
That's kind of crazy.
Irritating as heck.
FBI caught a Chicago bank robber. Have you seen this story? This is the funniest thing ever. FBI caught a Chicago bank robber after an agent found a lottery ticket in the bank. They took the lottery ticket to the store where it was purchased. They watched the surveillance camera footage, and they identified the guy who bought it as the bank robber, and they were able to get his information because he used a card to buy it. So he robbed a bank, then dropped a lottery ticket, and they were able to use that lottery ticket to track him down. What are the odds of that? That guy is pretty fortunate. He should go buy a lottery ticket. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not.
I have one more thing I want to say.
What do you want to say now?
There's another coupon in here for French baguettes.
Yeah.
For 2 for $3.
Yeah.
I was in there today buying some,
Is that what they usually cost?
and they are 99 cents a piece. So the coupon.
It's actually more expensive.
Yeah.
Can you put the coupons
This is
down?
why I don't clip coupons.
Okay. Moving right along, the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, has signed on as a pitch woman for a controversial diet, Heidi. It claims that you can lose weight while eating pizza and pasta. Now, I've tried this.
It doesn't work.
Eating pizza and pasta.
That is a lie.
According to the promos, you can eat as much pizza and pasta as you want as long as you drink something called a diuretic tonic.
It doesn't sound very good.
I don't know what this probably isn't the number 1 diet. It's probably the number 2 diet. See what I did there?
I see
Anyway,
what you did there.
Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, also known as Fergie, but not the Fergie you might be thinking of. She's going to be the pitch person for this diet. And Natural Light Beer. Have you heard of them? Natural light beer. You've
yes,
seen the
I have.
cans, right?
Yes, I have.
Well, they're selling a 77 pack to commemorate their founding in 1977. A 77
Can you imagine
pack?
trying to get a 77 pack to your car?
Guys, why not a 7-pack? I mean, that would have made sense. But a 77 pack? Sounds kind of crazy. This has been your Scoop of the Day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. Timeforrehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have a special guest joining us right now on the telephone, Andrew Feldman. And Andrew has a really cool product. It is called FreshPatch. Now, let's talk a little bit about the concept for FreshPatch. This is a really good time of year for you guys, I'm sure of it, as the weather turns and there are people who have puppies who maybe don't want to go outside. This would be a really good way for them to have a nice, cozy place to go inside. How long have you been doing FreshPatch, and where'd this idea come from, Andrew?
Hey, John. Thanks for having me. I've actually been in business for about 8 years now. So it was about 2010 we came up with the idea for it. And it really was just, it stemmed from an issue we had with our own dog. With my dog, Chloe, we had moved from a house with a backyard into a condo that just had a balcony. And so my dog was definitely missing that backyard space, and I was bringing real sod out there, and that was working, but it just became so much maintenance. So that's where I really came up with the idea for it.
I think it would be a whole lot of work if you were trying to do it on your own, but the cool thing is I have a box here from FreshPatch. They sent some over to try it, and it's really simple and easy. You basically just take the lid off, and then the rest is taken care of for you. It's like a litter box for dogs, kind of.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. It's easy. You know, after the dog uses it for a week or two, the next one comes in the mail, and you throw the old one completely away.
Now, do you put it in with your regular garbage, or how do you dispose of something like this?
Yeah, you can either throw it in your regular garbage. If you're in a high-rise, it can go down the trash chute. Some people prefer to compost it, put it in a compost bin. So it's really up to you.
Oh, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that, but that's a very good idea. And the box that comes to me, it's actual real grass. This isn't like AstroTurf. This is real grass, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. It's real grass. Actually, some people also prefer to put the piece of grass in their lawn when they're done and let it regrow and become part of their yard. But it is real grass. It's grown hydroponically in a special manner so that it lasts much longer than real grass. It's lighter, and that's how we're able to ship it nationally.
Now, this is a company that I think is such an interesting concept because I don't know that I would have ever thought of it, but then once you see it, you go, what a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Do you have people say that to you quite often?
Yeah, all the time. And they say I did think of that, but I never did anything about it. And that's, well, that's what I tell everyone. If you got a good idea, you got to move on it. You got to believe in it. Because I started, like I said, maybe in 2010, and it took, about a year of just pounding the pavement and really getting people on board on the product. But I could see the early customers really saw the value in it, and it just grew exponentially.
Now, let's talk about the numbers for a person who maybe is listening and they have a puppy and they're going, wow, this is a good idea. You said like every couple of weeks is when they would show up in the mail. It's a subscription service. Is it an affordable thing, or how much does it cost to get something like this sent out to you?
So I would say the majority of our customers get a new one every 2 weeks, and it is about $27 a delivery, which does seem like a lot for a piece of grass, but that's to get it delivered to you. That includes shipping. And when you compare it to maybe if you had to get a dog walker every day, or even comparing it to pee pads or other products out there, it is actually quite reasonable.
And it's made of real grass, so if you wanted to, you could even take this and, like he had mentioned, stick it in your lawn when you're done. If you have a lawn, you could place this and turn it into fix a spot maybe that the dog's ruined by doing their business in the lawn.
Exactly.
FreshPatch is a subscription service. Do you guys have quite a few subscribers, or has that been growing steadily over the years?
Oh yeah, we've had thousands of subscribers, and like you said, now is when more of a busier time as the weather gets cooler. That's when a lot of people come on board and just say, okay, my dog doesn't want to go out when it's cold and raining or snowing, and that's when a product like this is really convenient.
Now, when the dogs get used to using this in the house, is there ever like an issue if I quit getting Fresh Patch? Are they going to start going in the house even though the grass isn't there, or is that not really something that you've had an issue with?
Well, that's a great question, and that's one of the best things about this product is that you're training your dog to go on real grass, a natural product. And when you teach your dog to go on a synthetic product, like a synthetic grass or paper pea pads, that's where you're going to have that confusion in the home. And that's when they're going to go on another synthetic product like rough or your best mat. But we strongly believe in only teaching your dog that real grass is the place to eliminate. And that way, whether it's your real grass indoors or the real grass outdoors, that's where they're going to do their business.
Can you teach an old dog new tricks, Mr. Feldman? Can, like, my puppies who are 12 and 13 years old, can they use this, or are they not going to be able to get used to something like this?
It's really a case-by-case thing. Obviously, an older dog that's more stuck in their ways might have a little more coaxing to do, but, it definitely works for many older dogs, and it definitely doesn't work for others. We're not saying this is a miracle fix-all for everyone, but for older dogs, it is a great product because they need to go to the bathroom more frequently, especially my dog, she's 14 now. She loves this thing now, whereas, like, when she was 8 or 9, we had it, but it wasn't really that necessary.
I told my wife, because we got one here, and I said, I want to train our dogs to use this. And her big concern was, she goes, well, then what happens like when it's not there? If they go on the floor, that would be a mess. So I'm glad to hear that that by doing it with natural grass, the good news is they're still used to going on the grass. If the grass is gone, they'll hold it and go outside. Well, I think that's a really cool concept, man.
Thank you.
Andrew, if people would like to sign up for the subscription, how do they find you online? Is there a simple, easy way to do that?
Yep, it's at freshpatch.com. We also have the products for sale on Amazon.
So freshpatch.com. It's also available through Amazon. Andrew, thank you again for taking the time, and thanks for doing this. There are probably dog owners all over the country that are thrilled that you're done then.
Of course. Well, thanks for having me, John.
Again, Andrew Feldman, he is the inventor and the owner of Fresh Patch. If you'd like to know more, we're going to throw a link in our show notes to make it really easy to find, but it's pretty simple, freshpatch.com. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Have you ever heard somebody say, I have a buttload of something?
Yes.
That is an actual real measurement of weight, a buttload. Buttload. I'm not going to Google it because I'm about afraid of what would pop up, but it says that is a real measurement of weight. So if you hear somebody say that is a real amount. So now
I use that a lot.
You do, and I don't know how much that really is, but we're not going to Google it because
it's a lot.
It must be a lot. It must be a whole bunch. Thanks for listening to our fun fact on this weekend program from The John and Heidi Show. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and it's cyberitic. Cyberitic. What do you think cyberitic is?
I do not know.
By the way, they spell these out phonetically, so I'll say them right, and I still probably butcher it. Sybaritic. Cyberitic. Cyberitic. A fond of sensuous luxury or opulent pleasure, or self-indulgent. Hedonistic, debauched, and libertine. So, cyberitic would be, something very self-indulgent and hedonistic.
It's naughty.
Cyberitic. Today's grandiloquent word. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. Timeforrehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com. Now some weird news for you this weekend. We've got a bizarre story here where police are investigating a bloody brawl that broke out amongst fans at a bar in Massachusetts last weekend. They actually got mistaken for a post-game Yankee-Red Sox scrum. Footage of the melee show a man in a Boston jersey and a baseball cap swinging a chair and assaulting several people inside this establishment. Another shot of a black-clad man can be seen throwing what appears to be shattered glass in the face of another individual. They fall to the ground, holding his head, and eyes start to bleed. Bystanders look on in horror, screaming and scrambling away, and violence unfolds as it all happens. Footage of the mayhem is being shared online. Yankees 16-1 loss over Boston. Or whatever it is, lost to Boston. I don't do sports.
I'm not following along.
Did I say any of this stuff right? Anyway, I've got a link if you want to see it, but police in Massachusetts later confirmed the incident happened at a place called the Brick House Tavern and Tap in Methuen, Methuen. So, there you go. I've got a link in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Now your moment of duh. What a weird story. This could have been our weird news, but it's kind of your moment of duh because what started as a little Halloween fun for some friends in Nashville, they were at a thing called the Nashville Nightmare. It's like a haunted house. Turned into a really bad night when a lady stabbed her friend in the arm.
Oh.
Here's what happened. Somebody, an unknown person that they thought worked with the haunted house, handed the girl a knife and pointed at the friend and said, here, stab her, or stab him. Stab him. It was a him. So she thought that it was a fake knife.
Oh, my gosh.
And she stabbed her friend in the arm.
Oh, my gosh.
But it wasn't a prop knife. It was a real knife, and it left a hole in the sleeve, and there was blood coming out and, squirting from the victim's left arm.
Oh, my gosh. Did they find the person?
They say the unknown person, a man who handed the knife, ran away after the incident. Police are still investigating.
Oh,
Don't stab your friend in the arm, period. I mean, that's a bad idea.
Well, no, she didn't know, though.
She didn't.
She thought it was one of those knives that
I'm sure it's
the blade
traumatic
retracts.
for everybody involved, but
that is
wow.
horrible.
It is horrible. It is today's moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. This is where Heidi has to tell me, is this something that really happened in the great state of Florida, or is it all made up? A Chipley man was caught driving a stolen tractor and was tased by police after he gave them a fake ID and ran away. Fake News or Florida?
Fake news.
No, this is a Florida. This is a real true story
It
that
was
happened.
the tractor that got me.
So a Chipley, Florida man was caught driving a stolen tractor. He was tased by police after he gave them a fake ID and ran away. So I don't know if I said all that. Did I say all of that? Did I say that right the first time? For some reason, I don't remember saying that he was tased. Either way, that is today's Fake News or Florida, and it's a true story. And the link to the story is in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is the monthly subscription service that's just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. Here's the headline. 7-year-old becomes a certified barber so she can offer free haircuts to kids in her city. How cool is that?
Aww.
Look at this young lady. Now, first of all, I got to tell you, I would have never guessed that she was 7 years old. I would have guessed her a teenager, according to these photos. I'm looking at the pictures here. She seems to be a very mature young lady, you know, and I think maybe it's because she's cutting someone's hair. You'd never expect a 7-year-old to do that. But she may only be 7, but she already found her calling with a pair of scissors and some clippers. I'm not going to probably say her name right, but I'm going to try it. It's Nije Graham Henrys. Hopefully I said that right. Before she ever even started the second grade, the youngster became a certified barber and started giving free haircuts to kids in Philadelphia as a means of community service. She became interested in cutting hair when she followed her brother to check out a junior barber academy. Though her sibling wasn't interested in the hairdos, she sure was. She was not intimidated because she was the youngest student there. She was not intimidated because she was the only female. She just went and had fun. I got a video where you can see this young lady giving some really nice haircuts. Again, now she's 8, by the way. In the story headline, it said 7.
That is amazing.
So she's 8 years old now. But when she started this journey, she was 7, you know, a whole whopping almost year ago. I think it's really cool. It's a great way to give back. You know, if you have the ability to do something, find a way to do that
awesome.
something
Love
and
it.
give that as a gift to somebody. I've got a link to that story in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening to the weekend edition of the John and Heidi Show.